Hey guys, so we're going to start with the moon. I'm just using Meade Super Palazzos 4000 and nothing special, but decent eyepieces for this telescope. I have a finder scope. It's a cheap 5x24 finder and nothing special, but I didn't use it and I'm on the moon there. I'm going to take a quick look visually and then I'm going to show you guys in the cell phone. Okay, so there's the moon. Let me see if I can get it a bit sharper. Okay, there we go. So as you can see nice craters. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right there on the edge. This is only, I gotta check it. It's only a 32 millimeter. So 900 divided by 32 millimeter is 28 power. So it's really not even that big of power, guys. Let's see if I can just. Okay, so that's what the moon looks like. And okay, so let's go check out some of the other planets, Jupiter and Saturn. Okay guys, here's Saturn. We're about 100 power. Now in this little 70 millimeter refractor, maximum would be 140 power. Let me move it. Maximum would be 140 power. And you always want to stay a little bit lower. I tell people, 10-15% down. So like 120 should probably be max, 110, and I'm at 100. So it's pretty close. That's what Saturn looks like in a small, cheapish achromat. Remember, it's f13, so it has nice contrast. Let me move it again. That looks pretty good for a small 70 mil achromat, and that's the movement there that you see. And that's pretty good. That's what I was saying before. These long focal ratio refractors did really well on the planets, double stars, and things like that. The biggest thing about this mount, the AZ3, it's not that great. Once you put a camera adapter, I have an 18 millimeter Meade super wide angle, and then a 2x 5000 Barlow Meade. It's a little bit heavy. It's a better mount would be better, but I was able to do this. Okay. Okay, there's Jupiter. You can see a moon on the side. Let me move it. Jupiter is kind of harder to see. Okay, there we go. That looks a little better. Okay, guys, visually, in an 8 radian millimeter eyepiece, Jupiter looks amazing, man. And this little guy, man, I can see at least 6 to 8 bands minimum, maybe even more. Anybody, new person, would be blown by this image. Now, in the cell phone, Saturn looked decent, but Jupiter was a little trickier getting it. It's just the phone doesn't know how to focus properly. But you know what, guys? That's it for today. This little guy did actually pretty good. Anybody that would look at that would be pretty amazed on what a little 70 mil Acromat can do. I'm like totally like surprised. Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's go inside. Guys, we always forget about these little guys here. And we always, you know, I'm to blame too. We always talk about, and I've showed you all these huge guys here. But you know what? I wanted to show you guys this guy today. This is a 70 millimeter Acromat. Now, normally in this range now, they only make like a 70 millimeter f5, 70 millimeter f8, maybe f10. However, in the 90s and the 2000s, they made these long format refractors, and they give you razor sharp images, very high contrast. This one's f13. Now, there is a following on these guys because, again, they don't make it. For a 70 millimeter, splitting stars, the planets, sun, and moon are going to be amazing on a little guy like this. Consider this. You can buy a 70 millimeter, like f7, ED glass with 51 glass in it, and something like that in Canada. Let's take, for instance, the SV Boney one. It's like 520 bucks type of thing, where you can pick up this guy on an AZ3, which is a decent altazimuth mount for a little guy, for probably about 150 bucks on the used market, around there. So it's very cheap comparing to an ED. And this will probably give you about the same color correction as something like that. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys what this guy can do on this on the moon and planets, and that's it, because they don't make these guys. And I've showed you guys lots of these huge guys. I wanted to show you guys a starter telescope. Now, I probably wouldn't recommend the 60 millimeters, getting a little bit too small, but 70 millimeter and up, again, if you can find these long versions, they're really nice. Now, I know on some of the forums, people were like looking for these, and sometimes people want these long format ones, but they're really hard to find. They don't really make them anymore. And I guess it's just easier to make the shorter ones, the more portable, but color correction and image, it just goes down. So again, I hope you guys liked the video. I think Saturn especially looked amazing in this little tiny guy, and it was only at 100 power. Same with Jupiter. Now visually, when I used the 8 millimeter Radian, it was really nice. I guarantee you guys are gonna like it. Even if you've been in the hobby, you forget what a little guy like this can do if it is properly made, you know? Anyway, that's it. Joe Jaguar, like, comment, and subscribe.